What is up, girlies? Welcome to episode 5 of Fun on Weekdays.
Thanks for listening to the first 4. I know that this episode has been highly requested and very anticipated.
This is a special episode. I was supposed to be the second episode, I believe. By the way, this is Connor Saley.
Yes.
But I was supposed to be the second episode. We've now recorded this 3 times, and this is the 4th time, final time we're doing this. Hopefully it's a good one. For various reasons, we couldn't use the other ones. So here we are.
If you guys are lucky, maybe we'll show some clips of the first 3 that we've recorded.
Oh, we will.
They are all very different from each other. So hopefully this 4th time is a good one.
I think it'll be a good one.
But it is a Sunday, so it's a little off-brand. But I figured with Connor, we would just show you how we have fun technically on a weekend. And tonight we're just going to have like a little game night.
Yeah, weekend or weekday. I mean,
fun 24/7.
I feel like they all kind of mesh together a little bit for me because you shouldn't wait till the weekend to have fun.
There you go. There you go.
Boom.
Using my own motto.
But, Jen and I, we know each other pretty well at this point, and I would say we're not really strangers, right?
No, definitely not strangers at
and
all.
On that note, we're going to play the game We're Not Really Strangers.
Yeah, I figured this would be a good way for us to, have fun with you guys. You can watch us have a little game night.
Mm-hmm.
So Connor's suggestion of what to do for fun this week, take it away before we start the game.
My suggestion this week is to go do an escape room. Big escape room guy.
Yes.
I've done about 20 to 25 now, which seems like a lot, and you'd be right, it is. But I just love them, and I would encourage anyone, if you have an escape room in your local city or town, or even if it's like an hour away, it's worth it. Trust me. Go do it. You will have the best night of your life.
Yeah, and if you don't have an escape room near you, you could just host your own game night, which is what we are doing right now. We're about to play this game.
And if you live in Austin, you want to do an escape room this week, let me know.
Yeah, I'll be out of town, so Connor's looking for a replacement.
I need an escape room partner. But before we do that, I love fortune cookies. I have a box of 300 fortune cookies, and I used to open one every day. Haven't in a while.
Okay.
But we're each gonna open a fortune cookie before we start this.
Okay.
Ready?
Go off on a good note. A little bit of manifestation.
We've unwrapped our cookies already. Just need to break them open.
Yeah.
Okay, you still got the wrapper?
Well, I did. Okay. Ready? What if I don't like it though? Okay. First of all, mine says apple. What about you?
Orange.
Okay.
All right, what's yours?
Okay. So the back says, "Don't be surprised by the emergence of undiscovered talents."
Whoa.
I don't really know what that's trying to tell me.
Any undiscovered talents?
Not that I know of. I guess I haven't discovered them yet.
Don't be surprised by them.
I definitely won't now.
All right,
what does yours say?
If you put up with small annoyances, you will gain great results.
Okay. That is super relatable for you.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Is it? You tell me.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think those are great fortunes. So that's also on our list of things for you guys to do this week. Go open some fortune cookies. So the way that this game works is there's 3 rounds. First one is perception. Second one is connection. And third one is reflection. So you're supposed to do 15 cards of each round before you can move on. You get to know somebody. There's a bunch of different expansion packs that you can play. But this one is just the original.
Okay.
So level 1, do you want to do the first card? Or do you want me to do the first card?
Yeah, you already. All right. Ask away.
Okay. The first card is Connor. Who do you think my celebrity crush is?
Well, I'd like to start this out by saying, by no means am I a celebrity.
I mean,
but
technically, I think you're like a G-list celebrity.
Okay, I'll take
maybe an F.
G. I'll take F. F is being generous as it is. But when I asked you this the other night, actually, you even admitted that I was your celebrity crush.
Oh, you think I have a crush on you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
But for everyone listening, I'm not a celebrity. I'm a normal guy.
Just a normal guy.
In Jenna's mind, I'm a celebrity, and I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Oh, no problem. Okay, your turn. You were right, by the way.
What about me intrigues you?
Oh, interesting. Okay. I feel like I've never liked a person. I've never been interested in a guy that's not like a challenge. So I guess what intrigues me the most about you is you're very like kept to yourself, maybe, and you're kind of like mysterious, but not. I don't know if mysterious is like the right word, but the more I hang out with you, the more I get to know you. Like the more you open up and you're like goofy and fun. So I guess that's what intrigues me. Also, I mean, we talk about this like all the time, but just your work ethic too is also very intriguing. Love somebody who is work and goal oriented. So
you're saying you're interested in me?
I mean, I could say that. I already said that you're my celebrity crush. So yeah. Okay. I mean, I thought it was already established.
No, I had no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Processing.
Okay, processing. Yeah. All right.
Take some time.
We'll do a little check-in by the end of this episode. Okay, Connor, what reality show do you think I'm most likely to binge watch?
I feel like if I asked this question to you 3 years ago, I'd assume it's probably The Bachelor. Yeah. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't really watch The Bachelor all too much anymore. You don't watch it
anymore. So currently,
I feel like I'm living The Bachelor right now, you know? Oh. I get it in person.
Currently, the D'Amelio Show.
Yes.
Boom.
Okay, actually that's a good one. I don't know if you guys have watched the D'Amelio Show, but it is so good. I actually cried, I think, on 4 different occasions last night watching it.
Yeah, you binge watched it last night.
Yeah, I did. How do you know I binge watched it?
Because I was cleaning my closet.
Okay.
And you were sleeping on the couch watching it.
There we go. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty good. So if you haven't watched it yet, you're looking for something to watch, definitely recommend. I love the D'Amelios. I feel like Charlie is my little sister. All right, your turn.
What do you think is the hardest part of what I do for a living?
Wait. No, this is my turn. I'm supposed to ask a question.
No. You just asked.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay.
What do you think is the hardest part of what I do for a living?
I think one of the most not annoying, but like most common things is people don't actually know what you do for a living. And I think maybe people just assuming that you do social media or like that you're just riding off of The Bachelor is like really underselling what you actually do. So I think the hardest part is like managing all the side projects that you do. So for anyone who doesn't know, which you should know, Connor started Waterboy this past year.
Oh, you want me?
This is like a nice little plug for Connor. Yes. So Connor started Waterboy. You can talk about that in a second. Okay. But then you also do like so many other things. And amongst all of that, you also do the social media piece, which like I understand how time consuming that can be. So I think the hardest part is just maintaining every single aspect of your life between like work, relationships, health, social, just everything. I mean, I think for both of us, that's something we kind of struggle with a little bit.
Yeah. So obviously I went on The Bachelor, like 3 years ago. And I think a lot of people, when they come off the show, you kind of fall into this, not trap, but kind of like this thing that everyone else does that's gone on the show. And you try and like pursue this lifestyle of becoming a celebrity or becoming like an influencer. And you can take advantage of that to a certain extent. But I think at the end of the day, like new seasons of the show come out and whatever. And honestly, people just forget about you after a few years, which in my opinion is totally fine. And I like welcome that. And I can't wait for that. But I would say like when I came off the show, my thought was like, okay, what did I want to do before all this started? What makes me happy? And honestly, that was starting a business. That's what I was going to do before I went on the show. That's why I like left working at Goldman Sachs, and it was what I was passionate about. And so honestly, I think what I'm doing now is what I would be doing whether the show happened or not. Maybe it would have taken me longer to get here, and like the connections I would have made were different and the people around me would have been different, but I truly think I would be doing something similar. But back in January, I met my buddy Mike Jajo. Shout out to Mike.
Yes.
And Mike had this idea to start kind of like a hangover hydration product. And
great for me.
Yeah, honestly, great for everyone listening too. You can take it for hangovers. I take it for working out sometimes. Jen and I had to take it after our third take of the podcast because we decided to drink a couple bottles of wine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we kind of like spent a few months formulating this product, and we launched in June. It's called Waterboy. We sold out in about 30 minutes when we first launched. We got more product in August, and then we're still selling now, coming out with some new flavors in about a month. So pretty exciting. But it's just been so cool to kind of, you know, like grow up watching Shark Tank and know that I want to start a business and all that, and then, you know, to actually start it and like have success with it and everything. It's like, I don't know, it's cool to live through that.
Yes.
Honestly, a lot of times it feels surreal. So just like pretty pumped for the future.
Yeah. So what would you say is the hardest part of what you do? Was I right? It was just like managing everything, or what do you think is the hardest?
Yeah, well, so I think for me specifically, it's managing everything, because I have Waterboy, the social media stuff, and then I'm working in this like glamping resort too. So that's a big thing. Like my sister's wedding is coming up soon too. So, I mean, there's just like a lot of things in my life going on right now, and it's all really good stuff, but I get really stressed out sometimes just thinking about all the things that need to get done. And honestly, like, you know, I'm a 26-year-old guy. I don't have like assistants and all these different people helping me out. So at the end of the day, everything kind of falls onto me. And,
I help you a lot. I'm kind of like your
your
self-proclaimed assistant a little bit.
Okay, I don't know if you're my assistant, but you know,
might be an issue with HR.
Yeah, might be an HR issue. But I think that's one thing, and then I think too, just being an entrepreneur, you've probably seen this a little bit with what you're doing. It's just like it can be a very lonely process sometimes, and I think it's hard for a lot of people to relate to what you're doing. Yeah, and so like the struggles you're going through, and I think particularly with you, you know, people see you like posting on TikTok every day, and there's probably a lot of people thinking like, wow, I'd love, like, I want to do that. Like, why would she be upset? Like, why is she, like, she's not working hard, whatever. Yeah. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and it's the same with me. Like, I think a lot of people even close in my life just think I kind of sit around all day and like work out. Yeah. And I do work out every day, but it's with what we're doing, you never really shut down. Yeah. You just kind of keep going and going. And I mean, even last night at like 3 a.m. I was like Googling and working on stuff, and it's just like hard to shut down at night. And I think with all the different things going on, it's just like, I don't know. So I'm trying to do yoga more. Okay. So yeah. We went to yoga earlier this afternoon, and it almost put us to sleep. So that should be good for you if you're trying to sleep. True. Issues, we went to the beginner's class. True, yeah. And we're definitely a little bit more intermediate, I would say. Honestly, I think I might be advanced. Might be advanced. Wow, you're giving yourself a lot of credit. My chaturanga is pretty good. Okay, I don't know what that is, but I like that word. You know, well, according to the guide today, you could also call it vinyasa. Oh, okay. The vinyasa flow. Yeah. I know a vinyasa. Yeah. I've been there a few times. Like the halfway, then the upward dog, then downward. I know all about the vinyasa. Okay. So I will say, in college, I used to do yoga a lot. One time, you know, it was me and like a class full of girls. Okay. I was trying to get better at it. This one dude instructor after the class one time, he like pats me on the back and said, dude, your chaturanga looked great today. And honestly, after he said that, went straight to your head. After he said that, I was just so confident. I was like, oh, I got this. Yeah, never taking a beginner's class again, I guess. Yeah. All right, next question. Is it my turn now? Yes, it's my turn. You ask. Okay. No, that's not one for me. Okay, that's a good one for me. Well, I wanted this question for you. All right, do you think I'm usually early, on time, or late? And explain. Okay, so let me start this off by saying I am usually late to everything. So for anyone in my life that I've ever been late to something to, I apologize. It's just it runs in our blood. It's a terrible habit that I've been trying to fix. I will say we showed up to yoga early today. I showed up to my workout class early the other day. Good job. Trending in the right direction, which is good. But I've never met someone that is more late than me until I met Jenna. Jenna just operates on her a totally different time frame. I call it Jenna time because it's just, you know, if she says, I'm going to get you at 5, she's not coming till 6:15. Like, hey, I'm fashionably late every time. You have to add at least 1 hour to the time. Most of the time, it's like an hour and a half.
Well, tonight I was pretty good on time, so I give myself that. We are trending upward a little bit, but that's definitely something I need to work on.
Were you said when you dropped me off after yoga, you said I will be at your place no later than 7.
True.
And you definitely didn't get here till like 7:30 at least.
Fair. Well, I mean, they didn't need to know that, but I guess now they know that.
Oh, they
so we're both working on being early, maybe on time to events in the future, but definitely one of my weaknesses. Okay, yes. Last card of the first round.
As a child, what do you think I wanted to be?
I was really excited for this because Connor nerds out on this all the time. But he always talks about how he thinks that he's had a past life of being a pharaoh. I mean, that's like a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we'll
and then
get
like
into
being
it.
a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as a kid, and I think you told me this before, that you wanted to be a pilot, right?
So you're close.
Okay.
You're close. No.
Oh.
So let me start by saying what I did want to be. I loved swimming growing up.
Oh right, I
and
knew that.
I always wanted to go to the Olympics and not necessarily be like Michael Phelps, but like I just love swimming. I still love watching swimming. I swam in college
seen it on
for
Instagram,
a brief period of time. Yeah, the gogs. But on the topic of being a captain, a pharaoh, I truly think in a past life I was an Egyptian pharaoh and also a pilot.
I mean,
and the reason I say that is because I just feel very connected to like ancient Egypt and pyramids and all of that stuff. I don't know what it is. It just like it excites me. And there's this exhibit at the Dallas Museum of Art that has like a mummy in his or her thing.
The little coffin, like the casket.
Its feet are open and their toenails are still on there, and it's kind of weird, but I love if I go to that museum, I have to see it. And then in middle school, our class took a trip to Chicago.
Okay.
And King Tut's exhibit was there.
Oh,
I had goosebumps through the whole thing because
I feel like right now
I might have been King Tut.
You could. I mean,
I was literally looking at myself. And I did the 23andMe test.
Yeah.
I showed this to Jenna the other night. I'm 0.2% Egyptian. So
there is a really good possibility that I am sitting right next to King Tut right now. What an honor. Love that you share this. I feel like every podcast that Connor has been on is typically around like work and Bachelor and everything. So glad that y'all get to see the Connor that I know.
Yeah, I've never talked about that before. I guess while we're on the topic of just like weird things I've never shared before, I shared this with you the other night. I think we both said like it might have been a question. Like, what's the weirdest thing you don't know about me that you can share right now? Okay. And honestly, this might not even make the podcast, and I feel like after I say it, I'm gonna hope it doesn't. Okay. But okay, we all poop. Let's just throw it out there. Like, we all poop. And
Kennedy Urick right now is shaking.
So Kennedy's a big fan of this. She calls it a ghost poop. I call it a clean sweep, which I think is what it actually is. It's a clean sweep. But it's when you wipe and it's clean. It's just clean. And I really pride myself on how great my bowel movements and digestive system is. I work very hard at this. I try and eat healthy, take the probiotics, all the good stuff. And during COVID, when COVID started, I was just on like a hot streak. It was like, every time I went to the bathroom, clean sweep. Just clean sweep.
Good for you. Love to hear that.
Right? Yeah. Give me some high five. And there was a point where, we all know supplies were running short, right? In stores. There was a TP crisis, right? No one could find any toilet paper. And my roommates and I, we ran out.
But luckily for you, it didn't really matter,
So for me, I had so many clean sweeps that I reached a point where I just knew, I'd go and be clean sweep, I'm good to go. I didn't even have to wipe because I just knew. Okay. And then, so the point when I had a 2-week period of no TP, it wasn't an issue.
Didn't matter. So my question is, what about now? Are you still keeping up with the Quincy foods?
No, I think all the. I mean, this might be a little TMI, but like traveling a lot.
Okay.
Kind of been off the diet, not diet, but like my normal food plan lately. Right. I also had a stomach virus like 2 weeks ago, so
Good to know.
Went through a lot of toilet paper during that time, but okay. I've shared too much.
No,
honestly, I think we can call it a podcast right now.
I like it. I think everybody will be. I think
that'll be entertaining.
This is a relatable thing about Connor that no one knows about. We're gonna move on to round 2, which is connection.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first question for you is, what question are you trying to answer most in your life right now? Is that a little deep?
That is pretty deep.
Okay.
What question am I trying to answer most?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like what makes me happy.
Okay.
I feel like that's a question a lot of people want to try and answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of different things that make me happy and that I enjoy doing, but it's, Jenna's pointing to herself right now for those listening.
Well.
But I think it's like, okay, I know I'm not that old. I'm 26, but it's like, okay, what do I want to do the rest of my life?
It's going to be 27 soon, though. So.
I know, very soon. Honestly, it's in a month.
Yeah. Well, today is what, the 5th?
Tomorrow it'll be a month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just like figuring out what truly makes me happy, and I think it takes a lot of people a long time to figure that out. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to rush doing it, but I think once you do figure that out, just if you can pursue something that you really love, enjoy doing, it's just incredible. And I think I'm on the right path to doing that. Like I have a few projects and things going on in my life that I think bring me a lot of joy and happiness.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to like keep doing those things, get those things off the ground and see where they go.
I think so too. Proud of you for that. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Next.
What's been the best compliment a stranger has ever given you?
Okay. Well, I would say I wouldn't even necessarily consider this like a stranger, just because I feel like all of my like internet friends are kind of like my friends, I don't really feel like anyone that messages me is necessarily a stranger, because so many people know so much about my life that like I know I'm not a stranger to the people who are listening, because they feel like they know me, and so in return I kind of feel like I know a lot of the people that message me. But I would say the most like fulfilling compliments that I've been getting over like the past 2 months are literally just compliments about like the podcast and about like the content that I put out into the world, because a lot of times like it's just silly to me and it doesn't really have that much of a meaning, like these silly videos that I make, but then like the podcast came out, and then I think people started seeing a different side of me, and then people were saying that they're being inspired by me, or like, oh my gosh, it's so cool when people message me that I inspired them to apply for a job and then they ended up getting an interview and then they got the job. Or just like all of these stories of things that they've done since listening to my podcast or since following me that I've inspired them to do, and how that's changed their life. I think that's really, really cool. And just kind of proves how impactful that this podcast can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite compliment.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
That's a good one.
Thanks. Okay. Is it my turn? Yeah, it's my turn. Keep forgetting. All right. Describe your perfect day for me, Connor.
My perfect day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so my perfect day starts with a perfect night before, where I go to bed at a reasonable hour, get a great night's sleep, hopefully 8 hours. Ideally go to bed at like 10, wake up at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
If we're really talking like ideal day here, wake up at 6 a.m., just fired up.
Okay.
Just jump out of bed.
Make some coffee. To see you do that ever
make
in my
some
life.
Coffee and go like sit outside and listen to an audiobook for like 30 minutes.
What kind of audiobook?
Why? I don't know.
Well, I'm just curious. I don't know. Maybe throw in my podcast as your
audio. Well, that's a podcast.
Oh, whatever. By the way, just
no, we're done. We're not even gonna say it. No, but listen to an audiobook, maybe like read the news for 30 minutes to an hour, and then make a smoothie for breakfast, go work out, hit the sauna after, and then hopefully just like be fired up, ready to go by 9 a.m., get to the office, do some work. And then I feel like having something in the middle of the day to kind of like break up
Yeah.
early and nighttime work. So like, I don't know whether that's going on a walk or going to lunch with somebody or something like that. I think interacting with somebody
Yeah.
new every day would be really cool. And then do some work at night to wind down, like maybe go on a walk around the lake or do like something good for the soul, I guess, like watch the sunset.
Yes.
And
Love doing
then
that.
eat a good dinner, maybe cook a nice little steak on the grill.
We did that the other night. These are all also good ideas of things for people to do this week that are kind of wholesome. You know?
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite days that we've spent together of just a chill day was paddleboarding or like just being out on Lady Bird. I mean, it's just very like calming.
Definitely.
I don't know, kind of brings you back down to earth, takes you away from like the busyness of our schedules and everything. That's a pretty good thing to do too in the middle of the day to break it up, I would say. Get a good suntan.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Is there a feeling you miss?
Oh, okay. This is
You don't miss being in love because you're in it.
Are you trying to pull something out of me?
I'm probing.
Maybe. Whoa. What?
Wait, what?
One feeling
You seem a little bothered by that.
No, I'm not bothered at all.
All right, keep going.
I think it's pretty evident, you know.
Whoa.
I've been glowing different lately. My skin's been clearing up a little bit lately.
Huh.
So this is like pretty specific, but first of all, the feeling of like being excited for Christmas as a kid, I feel like, oh my gosh, nothing compares to the excitement of going to bed and like not really being able to sleep because you're waiting to hear if Santa's putting like a stocking by your door, you know? Like that feeling of just, I don't know, like childhood. Reminiscing a little bit. And then also the feeling of like a Friday night football game in high school because I was a cheerleader and I loved football games. Like I would stay after school all week painting signs and decorating the hall and just like getting ready for the game. And I don't know, I feel like high school football is something different.
It is. That's an interesting point. I feel like as we become adults, we kind of lose things to look forward to a little bit. Because I understand what you mean on Christmas. Like, I love Christmas time, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. But now it's like you wake up Christmas morning and it's like, it's kind of just like another day. You don't get the same feeling as when you were like 10 years old.
Yeah.
But I feel like as adults, we don't really have those like things like a high school football game or something to look forward to. I mean, maybe some people love like tailgating for a college football game or like an NFL game or something. That doesn't necessarily excite me, but
I haven't done that. I mean, I went to Kent State and our football team was not the greatest. No offense to anybody listening. I think I went to like maybe 3 football games in my college experience. And so it's kind of cool to be in Austin.
Definitely.
Where like UT football is huge, but yeah, I haven't had that like adrenaline feeling in a while. Honestly, I think the closest I've gotten to it was like the night before I released like my podcast. And then also last week's episode too, I was really excited about because I was finally able to announce I quit my job. And like those life moments are kind of what replaces those those little things in high school or growing up that were.
One thing I encourage people to do, this used to help me a lot, is I think traveling and just like getting outside of your normal environment is really important, good for your soul. And I think if you can plan a trip, whether it's just like a weekend getaway or maybe a bigger trip every once in a while, but if you can do that like once every 1 or 2 months, I think that is so good for you, and because it always gives you something to look forward to. So like, let's say you go on a trip in mid-January and then you plan for another one like the end of February. That's like 4 or 5 weeks, and that will fly by if you're looking forward to something. So I like really encourage people to do that. Just like plan something out like a month in advance every month. And I mean, it's crazy how much quicker time will fly by if you're like sitting at work and you hate what you're doing. But having said that, you should try and find something you love doing, for work.
Yeah, totally. And also too, like even if you are traveling, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be anywhere like elaborate or anything. I just think that sometimes getting out of the place that you live is a really good refresh. Like for example, we went to Dallas for a couple of days, and that's not far from here. It's just a 3-hour drive.
Right.
And like we didn't do anything elaborate when we were there. It was just a good little like refresh to kind of, I don't know, get a little bit of time away and reset.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. And
people-
I mean, not everyone necessarily loves the outdoors, but I feel like everyone probably lives within a few hours drive of a national park or a state park or something. I mean, there's so many beautiful things to do in the United States, and I feel like everyone always thinks like, oh, I need to go to Europe or South America or Canada or whatever to go see all these cool things. It's like there's so many beautiful, amazing things to see right in your backyard, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it honestly, you just need to open your eyes and go look. Like, there's
Love that.
literally a book right there that says Remarkable Road Trips. Great coffee table book, by the way. But it's just like there's so many cool things to see out here. You just gotta like open your eyes and I don't know, stop getting caught up in like the everyday things that annoy us and
Yeah, and have some
bother
fun
us.
on weekdays and go do something
Exactly.
new and find a new opportunity, a new adventure.
exactly.
On that note, next card.
What's been your happiest memory this past year?
I actually think that you asked the last card, but that's okay. I think my happiest memory, honestly, I would say is like, this is probably the most basic answer, but is like figuring out who I am, I would say. I think when I first moved to Austin, I mean, I had just graduated college. I didn't know anyone here. And like, yes, I was having so much fun. I was going out and meeting new people all the time. But it took me a long time. I mean, it's been a year since I moved to Austin to really like figure out who I am in like this new chapter of my life, and also like who I want to be more importantly. And then finding the people to surround myself with that can help me become that person, I think has been like the happiest part. And I just think in general, these past few months, I've been a much more positive, happy person. And I think maybe a little bit of that is like having more confidence in myself. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably, I don't have like one specific moment, but I think that, you know, quitting my job was a huge thing that has made a big difference on my attitude lately, and just being able to spend my time doing more things that fulfill me.
Yeah,
I would say that's my
that's
answer.
good. Do you feel like you've surrounded yourself with the right people?
I have.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Connor, how are you? Really?
What?
That's the question. How
That's the
are you?
question?
Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
No, deeper than that. How are you? Like, what are you struggling with anything? You overwhelmed with anything right now?
I'm good. I feel
Okay.
like, there's a lot of things I'm stressed out about. We were just talking about this like an hour and a half ago, but I just think there's a lot on my plate, and I think we have a similar problem with this. We have a hard time saying no to stuff sometimes.
Yeah, totally.
And I can say no to the little things pretty easily, but when it comes to bigger things, I always say yes, and then it comes time to actually like do work on it, and it's like, well, shoot, I don't have time now. So I think that's kind of been stressing me out a lot lately. It's just like all these things on my plate, and when I wake up every day, just knowing all those things need to happen, I ultimately end up getting like nothing done because you just end up like stressing out about it and overthinking it.
Yeah, totally.
And then I think like a lot of things too require me to be more creative. And when you get in your head like that you're stressed out and all that stuff, it totally hinders your creativity.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like play around with a couple different things, my lifestyle, one of which is going to be going to bed earlier, waking up earlier. That's happening tonight. And honestly, I need to go to bed in like 10 minutes. So.
Okay. All right.
But yes, I think that has been weighing very heavily on me, and just I kind of know what I need to do, just need to act on it.
Okay. Good answer. So you're doing good. You're doing well.
Yeah.
All right, good. So last round.
Level 3.
Level
I think
3.
you're one question behind, so you gotta ask me.
Okay. All right. Pick a card, any card. Connor, this is a good question. I like this question.
Okay.
How do you think our personalities complement each other? This is actually a question that a lot of people ask me on Instagram when I put out like a poll of ask questions that you want us to answer, and people ask like what our dynamic is and how we balance each other out, and I think this card kind of coincides with that.
So not that I'm like super reserved or anything, but I think when I'm around the right people, I open up and I'm maybe a little more fun and try new things. And I think you're someone that like you just love to try new things and like go on adventures, and I mean you don't really say no to a lot of things. And so I think from hanging out with you, that's really brought out a lot of great qualities in me. I would say, and it made me like I used to be super adventurous, and I think for a while I kind of went through a point of not being adventurous, and I think that's because I wasn't around the right people and would just kind of go alone doing stuff, and it's pretty lonely. So it's been cool over the last 4 months to like have someone pull that out of me again. So I think that's
just Venmo me.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a Venmo. I think that's kind of like one way we complement each other, and I think when I get in that space, I can like bring that even more out of you too, because like I like to do adventurous things, like be creative and do fun stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing. I think we're very similar in just how driven we are.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I mean, I love that. I think in a way we might kind of inspire each other a little bit with like what we're doing and push each other, but it's not like, the interesting thing is I have people in my life that come at that from a competitive aspect, and their way of, you know, motivating themselves is to be competitive with me. And that might work for them, but when someone's super competitive with me and shows me that, I honestly just shut down.
Yeah.
And I like totally turn off. But with you, I think it's not like competitive, it's very encouraging. Like we're very happy for each other with everything we're doing, and I would say we're very like helpful with each other with what we're doing too. Like we provide feedback and constructive criticism and all that good stuff, which I think is honestly kind of rare to find, because I think a lot of people get offended sometimes when friends like tell you something you should or shouldn't do, you know. But that's one way.
I feel like we're very different, but like also very similar. Like it's weird to put it into words, but you did a good job of explaining it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay, my turn.
Have I showed you anything new that you wouldn't have done before? Like from hanging out with me, what's one thing that you've discovered or learned?
Oh my god, I know where you want me to say.
No, you don't have to say that. But
okay, like, well, one thing is escape rooms. I used to shit on Connor all the time. I used to kind of make fun of escape rooms, like whatever. Okay, Connor, such a weird thing to go and do. I kind of thought they were like chuggy, if that makes sense.
What does chuggy even mean? Someone told me my bath rug looked chuggy.
Oh, well, honestly, that was a shot in the dark at your mom, because it's your mom's bath mat that she was commenting on.
Yeah, honestly.
So that's a little offensive to Mrs.
That's
Haley.
like offensive on a different level. You know, like you can call my bath mat chuggy, but
chuggy is like, it's like outdated, kind of like tacky, like I don't know. But anyways, Connor has opened my eyes to escape rooms. They are very fun. They are very mentally stimulating. You walk out of an escape room and you're looking at numbers and letters everywhere, and you're like, oh, how does that? What does that mean? What's the code? So that's been fun, but also too, just like an influence of my, career growth. Connor and I are assigned to the same manager, and he was the one that encouraged me to start doing like TikTok and everything, like with brands and stuff. And then that led to different opportunities, and then that led to the podcast that you encouraged me to start. And then you helped me kind of like navigate through quitting my job and being like a mentor for me.
Yeah, I got you.
And yeah, no problem. How much do you charge?
It's pretty expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might have to do like layaway or something. And I think like the health aspect too. I mean, we went to a literal bodybuilding gym together. Would I ever step foot in there myself? Absolutely not. It was like screamo music. Everybody's like, I don't even know. If I went in there alone, I would cry and like lock myself in the bathroom. But I don't know. I just think in general we make each other better people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good. I like that. Okay. My next question. You asked me.
Oh, that's a wild card. We'll wait for that.
Ooh.
What do you think my defining characteristic is? Can be physical or deeper.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you're going physical because you're just checking me out to see.
No, I've checked you out plenty of times.
No, you were looking me up and down. I saw you over there, girl.
I've checked you out plenty of times. I mean, if we're going with physical characteristics, I'm definitely going to say you're 7 foot wingspan. Obviously. Duh.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah.
You're defining...
It's the ankles, isn't it?
It's got to be the ankles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I look at them and I just... Something within me.
You know? I hear you. I hear you on that.
Your defining characteristic, I would say... Honestly, maybe like your intelligence and your longing to learn. Because I feel like that is what motivates someone to work hard. It's because like we were just talking about this on the roof before we started filming this. You were like, I just feel like everything that I want in life is so close. But you have to have like the longing to learn and to develop yourself in order for you to like reach those things. So I would say that. Also too, you just have a lot of like different interests, and I think that's intriguing too. That's not really like your defining characteristic though. But I guess let me reword that. I guess your defining characteristic is your ambition. I would say that. Yeah.
We'll take that.
We'll take it. All right. How does one earn your vulnerability, and have I earned it?
Wow. So I would say, I think usually I'm pretty open with people from the beginning, just about like my life, but I don't think it's something I just give to people. I think they have to kind of like ask, you know, like probe a little bit to get it out of me. And I would say part of the reason that's the case is just of like past relationships and things that have happened in my life is just maybe a little more closed off and not trusting in people. So I think at the start I'm very open with people, but it gets to a certain point where it's like, okay, how do you get past that wall of just being open and like actually being vulnerable and like fully open, like everything's out there, whether it's like clean sweeps or other stuff, you know, you're just talking about everything. And so I don't know like specifically what someone needs to do. I think part of it is just being there always and like showing that they're not going to leave, because that's been a consistent thing in my life of people come into my life and they leave kind of like right when you're at that point of being vulnerable. And I think that's why I'm usually not with people, just because I don't want to like feel second best or like, you know, like I'm just the other person, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like consistently being there for me and showing that they're not going to leave. Well,
I do have to leave in like 30 minutes, so I hope that's okay. Oh, yeah, but don't worry, you're not my second best. You'll always be number one.
Have you earned my vulnerability? I would say so.
Thank you. Yeah. I think the best thing about it is that we were just like really good friends. You know, I think like being in Chicago,
we still are really good friends.
Yes, of course. I would definitely consider you my best friend. You and Lily here in Austin are like my go-to people. But I would say like also too, I think we earned each other's vulnerability as just friends. You know, like we just know a lot about each other, everything, just from like the past few months, and then you know.
Yeah, sometimes you know a little too much about my life, but it's okay. All right, what parts of yourself do you see in me?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I would say our values, in terms of like family and what we look for in friends, and also just like what we want out of life, I would say. And I would also say like, I don't know, just in terms of our future, like what we want for ourselves, I would say that we're pretty aligned in that. Like, I don't know, we talk about that a lot. Yeah, and I would say just too also our work ethic, which I think it's just kind of addicting to be around people who have the same like energy as you.
For sure.
Because when they bring it out of you, you just like, I love the person that I am when I'm around them.
Definitely. Well, I think there's two types of people that you can have in your life. There's people that like suck energy out of you, and there's people that kind of fuel the fire. And so I think when you align yourself with the right people that do fuel that fire, and you're continually around and like just build off of that, it's crazy the things you can accomplish. But there's so many people probably listening to this too that are just like surrounded by the wrong people. And that was a big thing for me when I was younger, or when I first graduated college. Just like I was not around the right people at the start. But one thing, I made a change a year after I graduated and like moved to a new building and everything. And it was when I put myself in a situation where I could surround myself with the right people and ultimately did, all these amazing things started happening. So it's crazy like how your circle of people that are closest to you truly impacts your life and like the things you can do.
Yeah, totally agree.
You can, wait, I think, what's the quote? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Okay.
And I think that's so true. If you surround yourself with the right people and the right team, you can go far. You can go real far. It's like the tortoise and the hare, you know?
All the way to LA, maybe.
Maybe, but we're not moving there. We're still living in Austin, just going there for some work stuff.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Connor, what do you think my weakness is?
So.
Wow, so many you can't even decide? What's up with that?
Okay. Two things.
Okay.
And someone actually, I think these are both weaknesses that we have.
Okay.
So
you're not just
I'm
dumping
kind of
all
talking
on
about
me.
myself a little bit
Okay.
too. But
self-aware.
we're both very late to things, and yeah, it's like funny and fine for a little bit. But someone said this to me a while ago of just like, if you're late to everything and like meeting with people and stuff, you're essentially saying that your time's more valuable than theirs.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And I think that I never really thought of it that way, but that's something I guess I've tried to be a little more conscious of and done a terrible job at it. So I'm still working on it, but I think that's something maybe we can both work on.
Yeah.
Other thing is I think you do say yes to a lot of things, whether it's like, you know, a friend that you want to help or something, when in reality you kind of know in the back of your head you don't have the time to do it, or like you don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just being nice. And I think sometimes maybe you need to be a little more stern and like, no.
I would agree.
Just say no.
Yeah, I would agree. I have been doing a lot better of a job lately of saying no. And it's been really hard for me because I just feel so like, I don't know, I feel bad to say no. But a lot of times people have asked me to hang out, or they're in town and they want to see me, or like just random things like that, and that I've started saying no to because I realized that I have not been giving myself enough time.
For sure.
And then if you aren't giving yourself enough time, then like you're moving too fast and you can't even keep up with yourself, and you're just mentally exhausted 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're exhausted, you can't like work hard, and then everything else in your life kind of trickles into that as well.
Definitely.
But I would say that's for sure one of my weaknesses is like not knowing or not being able to say no.
And that's such a good point though. I feel like a lot of people try and say yes to a lot of things. It's like, oh, we're young, we're in our 20s, you know, we need to try new things, and like that's true. But at the same time, you do need to like look out for yourself a little bit. And I know you would say this if it was what is my biggest weakness, of that maybe I'm a little selfish. And I agree, but I think a lot of times in the past I gave myself to somebody else so much and like put all my time into someone else and never got that in return. And so I think I kind of took a 180 and was like, okay, I just need to focus on myself for a while and like do what's going to make me happy. And to a fault sometimes that might come across to people as like being too selfish and not caring about other people. But I think I'm just so cautious with like giving that time to other people to where like, because part of it's I don't want to get hurt, but I think people do need to be selfish to a certain extent. Yeah.
Well, I think another thing too is I always preach like saying yes to every opportunity because you never know where it could lead. And I think that's part of the problem that I have with not being able to say no is because I'm like, I have to practice what I preach, you know?
Right.
I can't tell everybody on this podcast to say yes to everything and then not actually do it myself. But so that's why I also want to make a point that like you have to say no a lot of times so that you can say yes when you have like the mental capabilities to do that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
What would be the perfect gift for me?
Okay, so first of all, I have a few different things.
Oh.
Number one being this hat.
Yep.
Give a little 360 for the people. It is the aloe hat.
This is not the aloe hat.
It's not?
No.
Oh. Okay. I would give
Yeah,
you
all right. Shout out to everyone listening that's giving me crap about wearing the aloe hat. You know, y'all have like your favorite pair of pants, your favorite shirt, favorite necklace, whatever.
Oh yeah.
I got a hat recently that I enjoyed wearing. And, you know, okay, maybe I woke up every day for like 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, do I feel like taking a shower right now? Not really. My hair looked like shit. And I was like,
Did you shower today?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
What do you mean?
No, I'm just kidding.
But, you know, I was like, okay, I'm just going to throw a hat on. I don't have like 15 different hats sitting around at home.
Yeah.
Right? I just have one hat that I enjoy wearing. I know I'm going to toot my own horn. I look good in that aloe hat, I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
But, yeah, I just tossed it on. So, you know, stop hating on the aloe hat. Like, y'all do the same stuff. You have something you like. You have something you enjoy wearing. You know, buzz off. Let me do my thing. I'm happy.
Off.
I'm enjoying life. Let me wear the hat.
I've never heard anyone say buzz off. What? Keeping it PG here, you guys. But yeah, so my first thing is I would get you that hat in like maybe another color, or maybe I would just get you a duplicate so that the one hat you can wear to the gym and you can get it all sweaty, and then the other one would be more of a lifestyle.
Yeah, okay.
And then I would also get you a couple packs of socks, because you tend to lose socks a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe some underwear too.
Yeah. Been wearing the same underwear for 2 weeks too.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Hold on. Okay, guys. You know, I'm not using Mark Zuckerberg as an example, but when he wakes up every day, he puts on the same outfit. He is like...
Does he?
Yeah, the same
How
outfit.
do you know?
You can Google it.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a known fact, or you talked to him before he told you
I'm pretty
that.
sure it's him. He wears, or he has like 30 of the same t-shirt and 30 of the same
Oh, that's David Dobrik.
Well, that's David Dobrik too. But if you look at a lot of really successful people wear the same stuff every day because their thought is you can only make so many important decisions throughout the day. So if you can take out which sometimes is a very stressful decision of like what to wear.
Huh.
I mean, you know, both of us have a hard time with that.
Oh, 100%. I have a horrible time with that.
So I feel like that's my thought sometimes. Like, screw it. I have 1,000 different pieces of clothing in my closet. I'm just going to wear the same thing I wore yesterday, right? So I put it, like, in the morning when I'm getting ready, I put it in the quick cycle in the washer, put it in the quick dry, boom, ready to go. Sometimes I don't do that and I end up wearing the same shirt 3 days in a row without washing it. But that's okay. We all do that. We all do it. Let's be honest. It's okay. But sometimes you need to. Like, I don't know. I wear this black shirt pretty much 4 days a week.
Yeah, you do. It's okay. You feel comfortable in it.
Yeah.
You feel good. Feel good, look good.
It's not what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside that matters.
Okay. You know? True. So I would say those are like some gifts. I would also get you rice cakes, like maybe a year-long supply of rice cakes.
Okay.
Connor, one of his traditions before he works out is eating rice cakes.
3 of them. Have to eat 3.
Yes. And so naturally that has become, if I ever go and work out with him, he makes me eat a rice cake before.
You usually have like a half.
Yeah.
Half a cake.
Yeah. I mean, they taste like styrofoam. They literally taste like packing peanuts. So
no,
yeah,
they do not.
They do.
No, they don't. Those things taste so good.
I don't know.
They're lightly salted.
A lot of other things that I would eat instead of that. But those would be my gifts.
Okay. I think you're forgetting the year subscription to an escape room too.
Yes.
Or maybe like an escape room tour type thing.
Yes. I also think it would be so cool to get you, well, I mean, if we had like a van and we could just travel around to every state, and then you go to an escape room in every state, and then we get a map and you can like mark it on the map everywhere you've been. That would be a great idea for you.
That might be your winning idea right there.
Okay.
Great idea, Jenna. Wow.
Well, I know what I'm getting you for, maybe not this year, you know.
For Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Valentine's Day it is. Do you know what you're gonna get me?
Yeah, it's a secret though.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe in the next podcast we'll find out. Maybe the next podcast will be Valentine's Day.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's a long ways off though.
I know. You think I'm still gonna be around by then?
But we did have to record this one 4 times though, so I feel like We're gonna need to figure that out. Like we can't be doing the next one 4 times.
No.
Or else it's
not.
gonna be a year before you guys hear another one with the 2 of us.
I think we'll have mastered it by then. But okay, last card that we have. This is a wild card. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, scroll through each other's Instagrams and find the picture that you feel best represents your partner's essence and why you chose that picture.
Okay.
So,
I'm curious what you're gonna say because I'm not super active on Instagram.
I know. I feel like I can find a good one. Probably, I don't know.
Genevieve. Let's see.
I feel like I might need to look at like your tagged photos, maybe.
Let's not do that.
No?
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay. Love this one.
Do you want to explain to people what that one is?
This one is Connor with a girl in paradise. Okay. Kissing her. Don't love to see that. Just kidding. I don't care. I'm unfazed.
I mean, you got all these in here. Like,
I know.
Who's this guy?
That's the ex-boyfriend that cheated on me.
Oh, Max.
Yeah. Fuck you, Max. If you're listening to this. Okay. Now that I'm looking at them, I'm not entirely sure that any of them really capture your essence.
Huh.
Maybe you should start posting on Instagram more.
Honestly, I'm not really sure with you, too.
Well, shoot. Should we pick a different card? I don't think that we can't leave it on that.
All right, what's your favorite picture?
Okay, let's switch it up. My favorite picture of you.
I've shown you.
I think my favorite picture of you is, let's see. Okay. This picture with the axe and the flannel, it does something to me. You know it does. I actually commented on it too. Let me find what my comment was. I don't know. Something about this picture, I look at it and I'm like, I can't look at that for too long.
Okay, this one of you on March 24th in this pink thing. What is this called?
That would be a dress.
There's not much going on in the middle. That doesn't look like a dress.
I cut it out.
This one right here, you can't really see it. Yeah, honestly, you look hot there.
Oh, thank you. Wow, is that you saying you think I'm attractive, Connor? First time.
I feel like this
Publicly.
is like a slightly different side of you that I saw here. Because usually like the fun, just like, I don't know, like the fun, lighthearted woman.
Okay.
But I feel like this is like, whoa.
It's kind of a saucy picture, huh?
Saucy.
Oh,
right?
Okay, interesting.
Sexy, I like it.
Oh, okay. Well, now I know what to start posting. Okay, my favorite picture
Don't
of
post
you...
too much of that, though, you know? Don't want to give people the wrong impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want them to think that I'm available. What? Okay, this is my favorite picture of you. Only because...
I hate that picture.
I know, you don't like it. Okay, maybe let me find another one.
Well, you just said the axe picture.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I love the axe picture.
Okay. Let's stick with that.
Connor just looks good in. I think, I don't know if you have a spray tan in it or if it's like the filter, but you look like a manly man in that. But I would say my favorite actual picture is this one. Do you like this one?
I like that.
This one. This is a more recent one. I like the smile.
What's going on? That's actually from like a year ago.
Just a little
Year and a half ago.
repost.
Yeah, I don't take many pictures, so
Yeah.
you know, like to toss one up there every once in a while.
You really don't. But
Still here, still alive.
that is the end of our game, and I guess the end of our episode as well.
It is.
So, do you want to wrap it up?
How do you want me to wrap it up?
I don't know. I guess, well, your fun on weekdays activity suggestion is an escape room.
Definitely do an escape room. Highly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. You really won't. Every person I've taken to an escape room has loved it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a great time the few times that we've been. Maybe I'll do that when I get back from New York, or maybe I'll go in New York actually with my girlfriends.
Oh,
it would be weird to go without you though.
Yeah.
So
don't go with any guys. You're.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you jealous?
Basically, be cheating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What? How so?
You know.
Okay. So.
Like, would you do let's say there was an activity you enjoyed doing with someone you like, right? And
Oh,
then you
you
went
like me?
and did it with a different person of the opposite sex. I feel like it's kind of, lines are blurred there.
It is questionable. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you have my promise. I will not go to an escape room in New York with
All
another
right.
boy.
With Tim.
What? With who?
With Tim. Perfect.
Okay. So if you go to an escape room, go and tag Connor on Instagram and
Yup.
TikTok, but most importantly, also follow them on Waterboy to keep up with everything they're doing.
Check out Waterboy on TikTok and Instagram. Mike is the king of Waterboy Instagram memes. So if
Does that make
he's
you that makes you the prince, I guess.
I have no part in the memes. I'm gonna give Mike all the credit on that. I don't know how he comes up with those things.
He's pretty
Or
creative.
maybe we might have a meme guy. I don't know. The meme guy needs a raise though, because he's crushing it.
Yeah. So go check them out. And hope you all enjoyed this episode. Hope it was everything you hoped it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? Maybe we'll do another episode in the future.
Yeah. Takeaways from the episode: Jenna loves me, and
And you love me back.
That's pretty much it. So hope you all enjoyed, and make sure to stay tuned for episode 6 coming next week.
Yep. Talk to y'all next Tuesday.